What if I told you the reason people ignore you is because you're too available, too reachable, too agreeable, too easy? In a world obsessed with freedom, the real power move is the opposite. Don't be free. Be expensive, because what costs nothing is treated like nothing. And today I'm going to show you why the people who win in life, power, relationships, and respect follow one brutal principle inspired by Machiavellian strategy. Value is created through scarcity. If you understand this deeply, your life will never be the same again. 1. The dangerous lie about being easygoing. We were taught to be nice, to be available, to respond instantly, to say yes, to prove we're good people. But Machiavelli understood something most people never realize. Power belongs to the rare. Think about it. In London, the man who is always available to meet, he gets rescheduled. In New York, the guy who replies instantly to every text from Emily, he gets taken for granted. In Los Angeles, the employee who says yes to every extra task, he becomes overloaded, not promoted. Being free feels virtuous. But socially, it makes you cheap. When something is always available, the brain assigns it low value. This isn't cruelty, it's psychology. Diamonds are expensive because they're rare. Gold is valuable because it's limited. Time becomes powerful because it runs out. But you give your time like it's infinite. You give your attention like it's worthless, and then you wonder why people don't treat you as high value. Machiavelli didn't say be kind. He didn't say be generous. He said understand power, and power is perception. When people feel they can access you anytime, with no cost, no challenge, no boundaries, they unconsciously lower your status. 2. Scarcity creates respect. Imagine two men. Michael in Manchester is always answering calls immediately, always showing up first, always adjusting his schedule for others. Daniel in Toronto? He's focused. He doesn't cancel his priorities. He replies when he chooses. He says no without guilt. Guess who people respect more? It's uncomfortable to admit, but it's Daniel, not because he's rude, but because he signals something powerful. My time is valuable. Scarcity creates desire. Scarcity creates curiosity. Scarcity creates respect. When you're constantly accessible, people stop trying to earn access. And here's the deeper psychological truth. Humans value what they invest effort into. If someone has to work slightly to get your time, attention, approval, their brain increases your perceived worth. This is why exclusive clubs are respected, why limited editions sell out, why high-end brands don't beg customers. They don't chase. They position. Machiavelli would say, if you want power, control perception. And perception begins with how accessible you are. 3. Stop auditioning for approval. Most men today are auditioning. Auditioning for attention. Auditioning for love. Auditioning for validation. In Sydney, James rearranges his entire week for Olivia. She cancels last minute. Why? Because James made himself free. He signaled, you are the priority. I have nothing else. And that destroys attraction. This isn't about manipulation. It's about energy. When you center your life around someone else too early, you communicate lower value. High-value individuals don't audition. They don't over-explain. They don't oversell. They allow others to qualify for them. That's what being expensive really means. It means your time must be earned. Your energy is selective. Your approval is not automatic. Your presence is intentional. When you stop chasing approval, something strange happens. People start chasing yours. Not because you're cold, but because you finally understand leverage. Machiavelli believed rulers must avoid being despised. Over-availability breeds contempt. Distance breeds mystery. Mystery breeds power. 4. Emotional expensiveness. Being expensive isn't just about time. It's emotional. Have you noticed how some people react to everything? Every message triggers them. Every opinion offends them. Every delay frustrates them. That's emotional cheapness. If anyone can disturb your peace, you are easily bought. Strong individuals are emotionally expensive. You cannot provoke them easily. You cannot rush them. You cannot manipulate them with attention. In New York, Sarah tests boundaries. She sends mixed signals. The average man panics, but the expensive man? He remains calm, centered, unmoved. That calmness communicates power louder than words. When your emotional state is difficult to access, difficult to shake, difficult to influence, you become intimidating in the most subtle way. Machiavelli understood that unpredictability and composure create authority. If people can predict that you'll react strongly to everything, they control you. If your reactions are measured, rare, and deliberate, you control the frame. Being expensive emotionally means you don't overshare instantly. You don't react to every provocation. You don't give unlimited access to your inner world. Your emotions are earned. 5 boundaries are the price tag. Let's make this practical. How do you actually become expensive? Boundaries. Not aggression. Not arrogance. Boundaries. When someone asks for your time, you evaluate first. When someone disrespects you, you respond once, firmly. When something drains you, you step back. In Los Angeles, Michael used to say yes to everything. He was exhausted, invisible. Then he changed one habit. He started saying, "Let me check my schedule." Small sentence, massive shift. Suddenly access required confirmation. Suddenly he wasn't default available. And people adjusted. Because here's the truth. People don't respect what you allow them to undervalue. If you tolerate being treated casually, you'll be treated casually. If you protect your time like currency, others will too. Being expensive means you are selective. Selective with friends, opportunities, conversations, relationships, energy. Not everyone gets VIP access. And the moment you internalize that, your entire social dynamic shifts. 6. The silent advantage of limited access. Have you noticed how powerful silence can be? When you don't reply instantly, when you don't explain every decision, when you don't fill every gap. Silence makes people think. Over-talking lowers perceived value. Over-explaining lowers authority. Over-giving lowers mystery. In Manchester, Daniel stopped arguing his point in meetings. He spoke less but with precision. Guess what happened? People leaned in. Because when someone speaks rarely, their words carry weight. When you're constantly available verbally, digitally, socially, your presence becomes background noise. Being expensive means you speak when necessary. You appear intentionally. You withdraw strategically. This isn't manipulation. It's self-respect. And self-respect radiates. 7. The inner shift. Now here's the most important part. You cannot fake being expensive. If internally you feel desperate, it will leak. If internally you fear losing people, you'll overcompensate. True expensiveness comes from abundance. An abundant mindset says, I choose, I don't chase. It says, if this opportunity leaves, another will come. It says, I am building a life so meaningful that access to me is a privilege. Machiavelli believed leaders must cultivate strength before expecting loyalty, and strength begins internally. You become expensive when you invest in skills, you build your body, you sharpen your mind, you expand your network, you focus on purpose. Because when your life has depth, you don't cling. And when you don't cling, people cling to you. 8. The final warning. Let me be clear. This is not about being cold. It's not about ego. It's not about pretending you're superior. It's about understanding human nature. People value what feels scarce. If you give unlimited access to your time, attention, and emotions, you erase your own price tag. But when you move with intention, composure, and selectivity, you shift the power dynamic silently. Don't be the free sample. Be the premium product. Not everyone gets access. Not everyone qualifies. Not everyone deserves proximity to your energy. That mindset alone will change how people treat you. If this message hit you, it's because somewhere deep down you know you've been too available, too reachable, too easy. And it's time to change that. From today forward, protect your time, guard your attention, control your accessibility. Because in a world where everyone is screaming for attention, the rarest man is the one who doesn't need it. If you found value in this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Mindaura Zone. Comment below, are you living free? Or are you becoming expensive? And remember, respect isn't given to the available. It's given to the valuable.